Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is ZombieQuagan and here I'm going to be showing you the walkthrough of the Nightmare Fractal. So this is a level 24 Fractal and you're going to need roughly about 15 agony to do it. Now as we walk in, there's just a kind of random group of just enemies. These are like the toxic kind of enemies from the Tower of Nightmares. You just kind of just burn them down. You know, they're nothing special, you know, just basic enemies. So you want to run towards this guy. He's going to start complaining about the fact that you kind of thwarted his plans in the past fractal. Come on. And then you realise that you're not actually trying to thwart his plans, and you're actually useful. So now he kind of helps you out. Okay. And then this room we're coming up to is the room with the first boss in. Now we've got to kill all these bad guys before the boss will spawn. Okay. But if you look between them, some of them, there's ones called Twisted Menders. Now they can heal other kind of ones. So if you get the chance, kind of single them out. But to be honest, none of them really have that much health or do much damage. So you can kind of just let them all swarm you and just take them all out anyway. So like there's an elite there. I kind of ignore him because I spotted a Mender. Take out the Mender. Kill these two because they're not elites. And here we go, so here's the first boss, okay. So this boss has an absolutely giant, massive attack with a massive wind-up that you can't block, but that hologram, the sewer guy, puts up a shield that completely blocks it for you. There we go, right on cue. So as long as you stand in the shield, it won't do you any damage. But you'll see how impressive it looks at least now. Check this out. Kind of looks like it'd do a lot of damage. To be honest, I've never missed getting in that shield, so I don't even know how much damage it does. But yeah, when it's got 25 health, it'll kind of phase and it'll stop being on all fours. Stands up. It's in the middle of attack. Now it's stood up and it's about to do some giant cleave attacks. Its health is so low, you just burn it down and you couldn't even get to see it. So yeah, just bring DPS to this one. You kind of want vitality as well because there's traps like later on that do a bit of damage to you. But as long as you know how to move, you know it's easy to avoid most of the damage. And again, you need at least 15 agony resistance to do this. I've got 20. So we're just gonna stand around until the way opens. Gonna kill some holograms. Let's see here. Just by there, that big kind of orb that's spewing all these little orbs. This is a mechanic to teach you about the end boss fight. So basically, you want to stand in the ring to capture it, and you've got to avoid all the red orbs that are thrown at you because the red orbs cause agony damage. Okay. And you notice the other ranger in the party is already dead. It's because that guy doesn't have agony resist, and he just ran in. So like I can't stress this enough. Get agony resistance. You need like ascended gear for it, but they're easy to get. Like ascended rings drop quite a lot from fractals. If you do like the fractal dailies and the recommended ones, you get pristine fractal relics. You can get about 4 a day, and you only need 10 per ring. So you can easily get that in 3 days. And if you're only doing 4 a day, you'll only get up to fractal like level 12, and you still won't need agony resistance yet. So it's plenty of time. So yeah, you kind of want to just try and dodge everything, to be honest, and stay in that ring. You know, there's no point trying to discriminate between blue orbs, red orbs, and AoE on the floor. Just dodge everything. And the more people who are in that ring at the same time, like the faster it gets captured. So yeah, so we've got 2 of them already.
Such might.
And we want to capture this one now. So yes, that ranger died again. And the necro died as well. So yeah, that ranger just said it's his first time here, which is fine. You know, everyone has a first time in fractals, you know. Like, it's not something to be ashamed of. It's something that if it is your first time, you may as well say at the start, and then people can like forewarn you about like mechanics and things. And this guy said it is no excuse. He just couldn't dodge it. That's, you know, I applaud honesty. I like it. So yeah, we kind of just run on. Now there's this kind of like bridge kind of ramp, and it looks like it does a lot of damage to you, but to be honest, I don't even try and dodge it. Just run through. Look at my health, okay? Hit twice, and I'm in Zerker gear, so it's not like I've got, you know, like loads of defense and loads of like vitality. So you run through that, and it turns it off. And now we've got the next boss. So this next boss has, again, like the first, a giant AoE attack, but this time there isn't a shield to defend you against it. So you're gonna want to break the bar on it. So get your crowd control skills ready. But it's got like a massive wind up, and that giant kind of AoE circle that slowly goes in. This one is a lot slower. And look how quickly we broke that bar. You know, as long as you've got a break, as long as everyone at least has got a skill that can do kind of crowd control, then you know you're all fine really. So again, it'll spit things at you that cause agony damage or torment damage in this case. Keep mixing the two up. So, but have a look. We haven't long started the fight, and it's already under 50% health. Right, do you see that cone there? That cone wasn't caused by the boss directly. What it did, it kind of like put a condition on this guy on the left, and it made him want to throw up, and it throws up in like that cone. So if you see a cone in front of you, point it away from kind of your teammates. So we kind of burn it down. It's doing another big attack. We break the bar just in time for it to die. So we didn't even need to break it at that time. Then we interact with this kind of portally kind of stone thing, and we end up at the final boss. Okay. Now, I want you to pay attention to where everyone else stands, okay? Because what it is, the boss kind of drops down onto the stage, and if you let it hit you, then you get an achievement. So I was gonna go for the achievement, but honestly, because I spent the entire time just racking up stacks of bloodlust, I kind of wanted the extra damage instead. So I don't bother. So I stand kind of close to it, but not enough to be hit by it. So you started off by running into that orb, and there we go. So 2 are down. And yeah, so this boss is weird because it's got a first phase where it kind of just like drags itself around, doesn't barely any damage, every now and again does a sweep attack. You just want to break its bar until it's got like 75% health left. And then it realizes, oh no wait, I'm better than this. Recovers the full health and then starts the actual fight. Here we go. So there's that giant attack from the first boss. And after every single phase, it opens with this, which is kind of really boring, okay? But because you can't do any CC on it at that point, because it hasn't got a break bar, there's no point opening with that. So it's just something to keep in mind. So at every third health interval, it'll phase now, and it'll have like that kind of orb event similar to the traps from before, but there'll be 5 of them each time. So you kind of want to all split off and take one each. So there you go, 66% health left. It's got invulnerable, it kind of vanishes. And check it out. So there are 5 of these. So you each want to stand in one, but if you remember, our lovely ranger friend doesn't have agony resistance and probably kind of dies. Or at least gets down. So we're capturing all these, running over, helping res the ranger, finishing off this last one. Now the boss is back. So we start attacking, and then oh look, giant attack, which is super predictable now. So we just want to break his bar. This boss is kind of like, once you get into the rhythm of it, you know, it's really easy. You can predict its movements. except it'll randomly do this random charge attack where it kind of teleports to the side of the stage and then kind of rushes all the way to the other side. But it leaves this like arrow on the floor as they can tell to say where it's come from and where it's going. So yeah, so again, 5 orbs because he got it down to 33% health. Once again, the range is down because he doesn't have any agony resistance. So just avoid the AoE, avoid the orbs, stay in the circles, res people when they're downed, after you've caught it because then it's just easier. And yeah, there really isn't much to it. There is when it's got like either 15% or 10% health left, I can't remember right now, we'll see in a minute. It decides to go berserk and then does giant AoE damage everywhere and summons pretty much everything it can think of to try and kill you. But you just stand in this guy's shield that's up the entire time. And you know, you just ignore everything else and just focus on it and it's not hard to kill. So once again, with the bar, just AoE, like burn it down. Here we go, so this is the giant attack. So we want to stand in here because it does giant AoE damage to everywhere else. Ignore all those guys. Just focus on it. Focus, 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 focus. And it's dead. There's a little dying animation. And we're all good. So yeah, so that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Nightmare Fractal. That was Fractal level 24 and it was done with 20 agony resist. So don't forget to grab the chest. And I will see you guys for the next video. Thank you very much.
And you no longer have to feel guilty for derailing my mission. Now it